All right, Carter, we are back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith. Carter, how you doing on this football Saturday, man?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm doing real well. Got up early this morning, made the kids breakfast, had a little double header soccer game today for Avery, my daughter. Um, double header 5-year-old soccer, little over the top, not necessary, but I got to give her a shout out. She went out and she played well. She scored. I think she scored 2 goals in each game or something like that. I mean, she went out and she had a day. So it was a great morning, and then got back home just in time or right after the noon games kicked off and got to watch some football. And now my 2 oldest daughters my mom took them to go to their cousin's volleyball game and dinner and stuff. So it's just me and Carson here hanging out and watching football all day. Just the boys, Saturdays for the boys. So it's been good, man. How about you? How's your Saturday going?
Oh, Saturday's going well. Can't complain. Had to get out and run some errands today, and just got back in time. I missed a little bit of the noon window, but I did get to see the Tulane Green Wave go wild on UAB.
Yeah.
But outside of that, nothing really too major, man.
Yeah, it's been a pretty quiet day. I mean, there's been quote unquote upsets or whatever. Obviously, Tulane last night put 70 on UAB. We talked about it a little bit in last night's show, the Group of 5 show on Fridays. I like Tulane. I like what John Summerall's doing down there. And they went out and they hung 70 on them. A little disrespectful, but hey, stop the plays, man. I've been told all the time that, hey, it doesn't matter if they have your signs, if they have the plays, if they know what's coming, they still got to stop them, right? So just go out there and stop them.
Well, there's a lot of underlying issues. You got to remember, John Summerall was the head coach at the Troy State, or the University of Troy now. So,
yep.
If you read between the lines there, you'll kind of understand that one.
Yeah, he had some motivation to do that.
Yeah. So
yeah, for sure. But so far today, man, I mean, we can hop into it. Obviously, couple upsets, or at least one upset that was kind of. And I got to be honest with you, I know I don't think we really talked about this game throughout the week, but I kind of felt like this might happen. And after watching Missouri the past couple weeks, I thought they were fraudulent as a top 10 team. And I mean, they struggled with who was it? Bowling Green, I think they struggled with, and then
Boston College.
I keep saying Bowling Green, but yeah, they struggled with Boston College, and then they had played nobody. I mean, they beat Vandy by 3, which right now looks good. We'll get into that in a minute, but they lost to Boston College, dominated Mammoth and I think Buffalo, and so I just didn't feel like they had really been tested. And I still don't think A&M is what a lot of people thought they were. But, man, they came out and they put it on Missouri.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of that on the multi-view, and it just seemed like everything that was going on that was rolling for Connor Wagman, it was just everything went his day. It was 18 of 22 for 276, so not a bad day on the Wagman.
No touchdowns, no picks, but Le'Veon Moss had a day.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Now, I did see there were some questionable calls early in the game, a pass interference that was missed, and then Luther Burden had just an absolute beautiful 70-yard touchdown called back because of some iffy stuff. And so there's some, but you lose by 31 points. There's no amount of officiating that can make that happen.
No.
So
I just, the Missouri fans were melting down on message boards. So,
as they should be. I was told Brady Cook and Luther Burden and this team, this is a playoff team. This is a team that's going to be in contention. And I just I've watched a little bit of their tape, just like replays and things like that. I watched some of the Boston College game that they lost. I just didn't see it. Like they looked like Missouri, which is a very mediocre, middle of the road team. But I was told they were going to be a top 10 team, which is what they're ranked as. And now here's where things get crazy. And this is why I hate rankings even this early in the season, which is starting to get into the point where rankings you could actually do. But I still think you shouldn't do rankings before like week 8. But they were a top 10 team. Texas A&M was ranked highly before they lost to Notre Dame and struggled. Now, does Texas A&M move up to like 12?
Well, see, the rankings really bow the transitive property thing.
Yeah.
Because people apply transitive property to, like, Ole Miss lost to Kentucky and Kentucky lost to Georgia. So they want to say, well, they played this team that way and this team another way, in applying the transitive property, which I don't.
No, that doesn't work. First of all,
a lot of people would do that, but if you really know anything, you're not doing that. That's
just for an example, South Carolina beat Kentucky by like 30 points. Like they blew the doors off Kentucky. Kentucky beat Ole Miss in Ole Miss at home. And Ole Miss right now is up by 14 on South Carolina in the first half.
Well, they just scored again, so.
Oh, yeah. So up by 21 in the first half.
Yeah. So
that blows your transitive property up.
Yeah. And also, like in the Big Ten, for all the Big Ten purists, we had UCLA at Penn State because that was a real snoozer.
Mm-hmm. It was close early. I actually thought I made the mistake of being the guy that's like watching the first half of a game and like the team that should win by a lot struggling, and you're like, damn, they must not be very good. And I still don't know if Penn State's that good because it was like 0-0 into the second quarter. Penn State scored. I mean, I want to say it was like 14-3 at half, or maybe even 7-3 at half. No, it was 14-3 at half, but yeah, end of the first quarter, 0-0. It was 7-3 late in the second, and then they scored again with 20 seconds left. And so it was 14-3 at half, and even then I was like, man, I feel like Penn State should be blowing this team out. Like UCLA is not a good team. I know that. They're 1-4. Like I know they're not a good team.
Yeah, the UCLA thing is I just feel like the program was circling the drain before Deshaun Foster took off, and that's why took over, and that's why Chip Kelly, I think Chip Kelly knew that this was going to be bad, so he just decided to bolt.
Yeah, he knew it was going to be bad, and the reason it's going to be bad is because Chip Kelly didn't want to deal with all the bullshit that you have to deal with as a head coach, and so he ignored a lot of it. I mean,
but also
you think Chip Kelly really cared about NIL and that stuff at UCLA? Like he probably did the bare minimum, so it's going to be rough for him.
I just, when it comes to like UCLA, like they've never, like, can you remember them of like being good, like saying like you're going to turn the TV on and say like, oh, we're going to go watch so and so from UCLA? Probably not since Deshaun Foster was there.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I can't remember them in my 34, almost 35 years of life ever being a team that I wanted to watch once, like not even once. Like I remember them having players every now and then that were like, ooh, Maurice Jones-Drew, that's exciting. But it was like after he had shown that he was good, but like I still didn't watch their games. I just watched Maurice Jones-Drew highlights. Like, no, they've never been a team of consequence. They're a nothing program. They're an absolute joke.
Now, my thing is, could they eventually, turn it around, being in LA? Maybe, but it would be really.
You're the like second fiddle in LA.
And plus, I think LA is a pro sports town anyway. That's just.
Well, it is, but if you're a kid from California, where do you want to go to college if you want to play football?
Oh,
if you're going in-state.
SC.
Yeah, you're going to SC. Hell, I'd say you'd go to Cal before UCLA even.
I don't think you. Cal is hard to get into. It's
Well,
really
yeah,
hard.
obviously that part, but they just take most of the guys that don't get into Stanford, or so I've heard.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Speaking of that, we have the Coke versus Woke tonight. Game day was out there, and then we also have the what's the other game? DJU Bowl.
oh,
at 7:00. I couldn't.
what? Florida State?
Yeah, Florida State Clemson's tonight at 7.
Okay, yeah, I forgot DJ. You went to Clemson. You're right. He's been at like programs, and
Pop-
I heard he might be eligible for a medical red shirt to get another year.
Why?
Well, because he's hurt. He's not playing tonight.
I don't think you can. Like, what are we doing here?
I'm telling you, I read that today. He might be eligible for a medical red shirt if he sits out or if he like misses the rest of the year or whatever. Obviously, but dude, if I'm him, I'm sitting out the rest of the year saying I'm hurt, trying to get a medical red shirt. What am I going to do the rest of this year? We suck.
Yeah, but I don't. Do you think? Okay, let's just say. I know we're going off topic here, but let's just say DJU win or red shirts. Does he get another opportunity somewhere?
Absolutely.
After what he's put on tape this year?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you mean? They'll look at that 5-star kid 17 years ago and say, I can make him good. It's the same thing the NFL does in the draft, where they take these kids that aren't as good as the kids on tape, and they're like, yeah, but I see the problem. I can fix it. It's everybody has an ego. So yeah, for sure. Now, will it be at a big time school that's competing for a national title? Probably not. But you need to tell me a school like, I don't know, let's just say South Carolina, or hell, maybe he goes back to Oregon State, or wherever, like just a random school that's not really in contention, but they can get DJU, and maybe he figures it out.
Ole Miss just scored again with an offensive lineman.
With an offensive lineman? Damn.
Yes.
Oh, they took that first one away.
Yeah, it's now 30.
Yeah, it's about to be. No. Yeah. There was only 30 seconds left.
I thought
no, they must have. It was going to be 24-3, but they must have overturned that play.
Oh, they overturned the touchdown?
Yeah, they must have, because there's no way they got the ball back and scored again.
So they're going to be up 21 on South Carolina.
Yeah, they'll be up 21 at half, most likely, as long as this one stands.
Yikes.
But yeah, or I don't know, what does Florida State's quarterback room look like? Maybe you tell DJU next year, man. We'll reload.
I don't know, but it hasn't been going great.
No, it's been terrible. And tonight's going to be a bloodbath for them.
Yeah, because I think Clemson's going to get loose. Cade Klubnik going to put on for the city.
They're going to get freaky on them.
I'm telling you, man. I think Clemson's better.
It's going to look like a Diddy party out there.
I don't know about that, but
big oil everywhere.
That was Purdue, Wisconsin today. I watched I don't know. I like Ryan.
Yeah,
I like Ryan Walters, and I think he's doing good things, but I don't know.
They're really bad.
I mean, I think, what did he lose? 15 or 16 guys in the portal?
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. But either way, they're really bad. Obviously, Notre Dame fans saw it. Notre Dame hung 66 on them, and Wisconsin just went out and put 52 on them. Like, they're real bad. And they're not going to fire him or anything after this year, but it's an issue. They are not even close.
It's just, I see this is the other side that people don't see of the transfer portal, in my opinion. where your school gets absolutely rated and there's nothing you can do about it because you have no resources?
Yeah, I mean, but
because Purdue they don't have NIL.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they do, but
not to everybody gives for basketball. It's a
yeah, I understand that. I mean, and maybe there's more money in Kentucky, in Lexington, than there is in West Lafayette, obviously. But I mean, Kentucky, all the NIL goes to basketball, but Kentucky still fields a competitive team.
Well, they're also in SEC country.
I understand that, but you should be. You're not. I'm not asking for Purdue to go out and beat Ole Miss or to go out and beat Bama, but like play competitive against Wisconsin, who's a middle of the road Big Ten team. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Well, also they completely set their program back, and the people of the John Purdue Club did that when they pushed Joe Tiller out the door.
I believe that.
Because, Purdue had that unrealistic expectation. This is, I hate to say transitive property here, but this is just something that I believe in. And look at what Nebraska did. If you look at Purdue and Nebraska on a timeline, they got rid of Bo Pelini and Frank Solage because they thought they could get better. Well, look at where they were at. It was not good.
Yeah. That's always the argument.
And then they pushed Tiller out the door, and he said, "The hell with you! I'll just go hang out at my ranch in Montana or Idaho or wherever he's at." When Tiller had him at least winning 8 games a year.
Yeah, and I mean that's always the argument when you have like coaches that are mediocre, that are doing a mediocre job or a good job, but definitely not flirting with greatness ever.
But it's realistic. Realistically, here we're talking about Purdue. We're not talking about.
No, I agree, but and that's why like comparing it to Nebraska is a little different because Nebraska has had such a history of success.
It's like Iowa. Iowa's a perfect example. You know what Ferentz does? He wins 8 to 10 games a year, and no one complains.
Yeah, but he plays for titles.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least he used to when it was East West and Legends leaders, but he probably won't be playing for titles anymore.
I'm going to go on record and say that was the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously. And there was people arguing, it should be called the Hayes and the Schembechler.
Dude, I don't give a fuck what you call it. That doesn't matter, first of all. But
why can't we just call it East and West?
Well, they eventually did.
Yeah, but
they reconfigured. Well, they couldn't do East and West because they wanted Ohio State and Michigan in different divisions.
No, yeah, that is right.
They wanted one of them in the Legends, one of them in the Leaders. That way, in the Big Ten's mind, they're going to play as a cross-division game every year.
Mm-hmm.
But then they could also meet up in the Big Ten title game, and that's just buku bucks if they rematch in the title game. Unfortunately for them, Michigan sucked ass when that happened, so Michigan never made a Big Ten title game during the Legends and Leaders era. And so they said, well, this is stupid. Why do we have it like this? And then they brought in other teams and had to reconfigure. And so they went East-West as they should have done from the start. And then when they did that, Michigan got better because of Connor Stallions. Or whatever the reason was that they got better.
I'd seen some people arguing about that on Twitter the last couple of days, and they said that the Stallions thing doesn't matter. And it's like, you know what? At some certain point, when that program gets nuked, it'll just be, whatever. Like at this point, I'm just like, whatever.
I don't even care. I don't care to talk about it anymore. I've talked about it at nauseum. So, but to say it doesn't matter is just arrogant and fucking.
And then
dumb.
We'll just for me, like until the NCAA delivers something, that's when I'll. That's when
there's no reason to talk about it. I don't want to be one of those, and we obviously aren't an Ohio State platform to begin with, but I don't want to be one of those programs that like just talks about it nonstop. It's like, dude, it's done. Like, they did what they did. Until there's a punishment for it or a lack of punishment, I don't see the purpose in talking about it. So
yeah, I agree with you there.
Having said that, there were 2 games. Well, I mean, obviously there were other games last night, but there were 2 games last night that I was interested in. Oregon, Michigan State.
How'd you like that Jonathan Stewart backdoor cover?
Fucking hated it, considering I had Oregon minus 21.5. Fucking hated it.
We were sitting up at the local watering hole and playing some pool and watching it, and having some burgers and burgers and pops.
Yeah.
And when they were driving, I'm like, I told my one buddy, I said, he's gonna kick a field goal. He's gonna kick a field goal, and they're gonna do a backdoor cover. That's why I hate betting points in the NFL, because you get backdoor covered more in the NFL than I think you do in college.
I don't understand it. You're down 28. What are you kicking a goddamn field goal for?
And that because of that's the execution of it.
I don't give a shit. Do that shit in practice. Fuck off.
But
stop fucking up my bet because you're dumb.
So recapping last night, I got those pulled up now. So they go, and that's where that half-point hook is there.
Oh, obviously, yeah. I get it.
So what? Let me read you this stat line from last night. Kyle McCord, 40 of 63, 3 tutties, 355, comes back, come from behind victory.
Okay, let's talk about it. Did you watch it?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about it. 40 of 63. What's that percentage?
I don't have the adjusted completion percentage and all that. I just have the
No, I didn't ask adjusted. I'm not, but like
I don't know. Somewhere
give it to you real quick. 63.
Somewhere.
So like, obviously the dude fucking threw for 355. He threw the ball damn near 70 times.
Hey, come from behind.
You know how many plays are run in college football games?
Hey.
I'm just saying. Only like 100 plays usually, and he threw it damn near 70 of them. But I get it. Now, on top of that, did you see the scoring drive where they tied it up?
Yes. Did you see that? Also,
dude, if fucking UNLV's guy could catch a goddamn football, Kyle McCord throws a pick to end the game.
Hey.
No, I know. Oh, hey, like I've seen that. I saw that all last year. Dude, it just is. He crumbles under pressure, and he got away with it this one time.
Hey,
but hats off to him. Dude's balling at Syracuse against really good teams.
That guy was driving for a game-winning drive to tie it up, to send it to overtime. You had Flavor Flav in the stands. I mean, opposing visiting crowd, the UNLV Rebs, they were loud.
Now listen, I'll give him credit. He's really good at driving for game-winning drives. The problem is he makes the same mistake on every game-winning drive. He almost turns it over. Sometimes idiots like the Notre Dame safety and the UNLV guy can't catch the fucking football. The Michigan player caught it. But it's the same thing with him.
If you had the Ohio State game on and seen that replay, that people are going to be going bananas on Twitter because of how do you let JJ Smith get behind you?
Oh shit! Here it is.
That dude is 6 foot. Like, how do you let that guy run by you? And then the corner stops
he's
running.
Really fast.
Although
he's really fast, I guess.
I am gonna make a judgment here. Can we scrap the gray on grays?
These ones actually look good.
I think they look horrible. Gray on gray with red. Good. They should have wore the cannonball helmets.
I have to look those up. I don't remember. I don't know names of shit.
Remember the all black helmets?
Oh yeah, for sure. Those are sick.
I think it would look better if they wore the
Jesus,
Jeez.
JJ Smith is a fucking ridiculous human. No, but these gray on grays, and we'll move on. But it's right in front of me. These gray on grays are so much better than the Penn State gray on grays from when JT Barrett went like 14-14 to win the game. Do you remember those ones?
With the black numbers, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. Those look terrible. These look so much better. I'm not digging it. You don't want alternates at all, huh? Oh my God!
You just seen it.
Yeah. Holy shit. That is a man amongst boys, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. It's not that I'm not against alternates. Like I think on the road though they should wear the all whites. I like the all whites.
I like those. Yeah, I like the all whites. I like the all blacks. I don't hate the all grays.
I just think it's hard to top the black with red numbers.
I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I agree. I think the blacks are the best ones for alternates. Last thing I'll say, and then we can move on and talk about actual games. We don't have to sit here and talk about JJ Smith for too long. But if I'm the Cleveland Browns right now, I'm calling the NCAA. Saying, I don't give a fuck what the rule is. I'm drafting them right now. Give me him. He's the best receiver in college football.
Him and Ryan Williams. He's
better than Ryan Williams. And I'll tell you why. I've watched both, and they're both excellent. I love Ryan Williams. Look at this man's body. Look at how he catches the ball. Ryan Williams is fast, and he's a good route runner, and he creates separation and everything like that. This guy's different.
Well, I just think they're two separate. They're two different players.
Yeah, they're two totally different types of receivers.
It would be like
JJ's got speed too.
It's kind of like it would be like comparing Julio Jones to like Steve Smith. They're two separate.
Yeah, I'll give you what I agree. I think it's more like comparing like Jameson Williams to DK Metcalf.
Yeah, because like JJ
like Smith, Ryan Williams is more like a Jameson Williams. It's still a great receiver. Don't get me wrong, but that shit gets.
But like you see what I'm saying though.
Yeah, for sure.
But moving on.
But Kyle McCord gets the win. Let's get back to Syracuse. Give him his flowers. Might be a playoff team.
I don't know. They're 4-1. UNLV, that puts a big damper in their plans because they're going to fall down, and it's going to be hard. And the only way I think UNLV can get back into it is if they have a big win over Boise because they play Boise in a couple of weeks. Yeah. But the Fighting Rich Rods, they roll.
Yeah.
Huff, his QB.
As we said they would.
Huff, his QB. Get a load of this stat line: 15 carries for 176, and then he threw it 16 to 25 for 193. That's a night. That is a night.
That's almost 400. I mean, it's 350 yards of total offense just by that guy. That's a hell of a night. It reminds me of what happened today in the. We'll get to it right now. The Louisville game. Louisville and the SMU Mustangs.
Yes.
SMU went out. They were up, pretty much the whole game. I mean, they're up 24-13 at halftime. Louisville came back and tied it up. But I'll tell you what, this dude right here who we have on the graphic, Kevin Jennings. Kevin Jennings is kind of a dude, man. He went out 21-27, 281. And then he ran 10 times for 113 and a touchdown. Like, I mean, that's almost 400 yards of offense from him. I think he is SMU is a sleeper for the group of 5 seed, I think. Or they're not group of 5 anymore, are they?
They're in the ACC.
Fucking idiots. Stay group of 5, dumbasses.
Well, see,
But
the thing is with SMU is they raised that $150 million, and for the first like 3 years, they're not taking
they're not taking an ACC paycheck.
Yeah, so that's impressive to me.
But Louisville goes out and shits the bed, as I thought they would do. And yep.
Real quick here, sorry to
no, keep going.
Sorry to cut you off. The Houston Cougars and Willie Fritz. How about that win at TCU?
That's a big one, man. They won big, didn't they?
Yeah, they won 30-19.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
17-point road dogs. Dogs. They're eating the dogs.
Well, they're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
So
huge win.
Huge win. Cougs come up big there, and then let's get to the bludgeoning that happened in Birmingham, Alabama today. As predicted, we've talked on the Group of Five show. I'm very high on the Tulane Green Wave, the Fighting John Summeralls, as some of you have called them. Tulane completely dominated UAB in all phases of the game. It was never a game. Maybe in the first quarter at some point, but they just poured it on and kept pouring it on, and that's what it was.
Yeah, no, they took care of business. They went out there, and I mean, we talked about it last night. We thought they'd win. I didn't think they'd win by 49 points or whatever, but
51. Sorry.
Excuse me. Oh shit! Ohio State just got a turnover. Jesus Christ! All right, but yeah, no, it was. I mean, I like Tulane. I like what John Summerall is doing there. I think he's going to be a hot name for a job here in the next couple months. Keep his name in your mind when Billy Napier gets fired.
I don't think John will take the Florida job.
Dude, come on. What's he holding out for?
Who knows?
What does he want? The fucking Alabama job? It's not going to be open for a while, bud.
No. I just think if the right opportunity comes up, I think he'll.
I think Florida is the right opportunity. That's everything you want in a job.
Nah. Fire the fire option. The fire button is too quick. I don't think they're firing Napier though.
Well, if you go to, gosh, you keep saying that, dude. Like I don't know how to make you understand that he's already fired. It's over.
They're not gonna fire Napier.
He's done. It's already cooked. He's fired. He already got fired. It's done.
He's gonna go 5-7 like we predicted.
If he goes 5-7, it'll be a miracle, and he'll still get fired.
I just do
but
not.
We don't need to keep going down this rabbit hole.
We're not.
I know.
I hope Billy Napier and the Florida Gators are banned on the show.
Right? They're banned. I just want you to know when he gets fired in like 4 weeks, I am going to talk so much shit on this show to you.
You can do that because I was wrong. But
if he has a job in February, you can talk so much shit to me.
But here's the deal. If he gets fired, they fire the AD too. And I don't think they're going to fire the AD.
No, I think the AD plays ball and fires him because he knows who writes his checks.
I don't know. Enough Napier. Moving on.
Anyways.
Army just fucking up Kevin Wilson and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
They were not on upset watch.
No, it was.
I was hopeful. I like Kevin, but I mean, these service academies, man, Navy and Army, setting up for a real good showdown.
Navy won as well today. But this is something that we had talked about. Continuity in a program, building a program, the same guys staying around. I don't think that's unreasonable. NC State, I believe Grayson McCall got hurt today.
Yeah, did you see how he got hurt?
No, I didn't see the injury.
I thought he was dead. I thought he might die.
Oh man.
He got his head taken off. Like the fact that his head is still attached to his body is a surprise.
Okay, because I didn't see it. Like I said, I was doing some stuff. Was it dirty, or was it
No,
just
it wasn't inherently dirty. Like it was just a big hit.
Football play.
Yeah. I wasn't watching the game closely, so I don't know if they called like a penalty because nowadays if you hit somebody hard, you normally get a penalty for it. But it wasn't dirty. Like there wasn't somebody like trying to take his head off, but like he was running the ball and he went into an area in the middle and this guy came flying in and just fucking took his head off.
Okay, call me crazy, but here's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't run the quarterback all the time if he's not built for it.
Yeah, everybody's doing it right now. It's the popular thing to do. Like, and, it has been for a long time, obviously, but they're running Will Howard like crazy. They're running Dylan Gabriel like crazy. Notre Dame's running Riley Leonard like crazy. Obviously, we just talked about two quarterbacks that had over 100 yards rushing. Like that's just a theme in college football right now.
The RPO. Also, another. Oh, we got a visitor. Another one of the folks that we kind of root for is Jeff Collins and UNC and Mac Brown. They had another rough day, lost to Pitt, and
did that? I didn't see the end of that.
Yeah, UNC goes to 3-3, and the Pitt Panthers are 5-0. That was not on my bingo card.
I'd have to look at their schedule to see if I expected them to lose any early games, but they'll lose when it matters. Don't worry.
Yeah, Pitt is good for
it's
Pitt.
It's Pitt. They're going to be Pitt.
We got Virginia beat Boston College today, which I was shocked by that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Didn't see that one coming, but Virginia's 4-1, 2-0 in ACC play. Northern Illinois rolls the Minutemen. Already talked about Purdue. SMU, obviously on the graphic.
Yeah.
Louisville
Vandy's up 23-7 right now on Bama.
Dude. Yeah, at some point we.
I'm gonna have to get that one on the old TV here in a minute, or at least on the computer.
Yeah, when we conclude this, we might have to flip it around and run it back.
Right. And then, other than that, we talked about the games that happened today and yesterday. Games going on right now. Indiana's taking care of business against Northwestern, 24-10. Ole Miss taking care of business against South Carolina. Georgia, Auburn just scored. Georgia's up 14-10 now. That's a close game.
Oh, yeah.
Ohio State's starting to pull away 21-0. Obviously, Vandy and Bama. But let's jump to the night games and talk about what's coming up tonight. And then we can get back to our football watching schedule. Go ahead.
You got Colorado State, Oregon State. That sounds like a sleeper to me.
Yep, I'd rather watch paint dry.
I'll probably be watching Clemson, Florida State just to see.
I'll have that on one screen for sure.
Because I think Dabo, even though Dabo is Dabo, I think he runs a score up on him at their place if he gets the chance.
I'll tell you right now, because DJU is not playing tonight, I believe. Florida State upset.
Okay.
Give me a Florida State upset, baby.
If
night in Tallahassee, come on, baby, give it to me one time.
Snaps. Whoa. Well, he's so down bad right now.
He won't even care. He'll be like, yeah, cool.
Great. I guarantee you. Did you see where Northwestern is playing that game at their practice field? It's because they don't have a stadium right now.
It's
Yeah,
on Lake
'cause-
Michigan. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It seats like 15,000.
Yeah.
It's a cool venue, but like there's like
Whatever.
4 people there. Yeah.
I mean, it's really Northwestern football. Do people really care? I don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they did it, because they're like, nobody goes anywhere. Oh,
Yeah,
Caleb
Nebraska.
Johnson just broke one.
Nebraska driving. Utah State, Boise State.
Another snoozer.
I think Boise. I like Boise big in that.
Boise big. I like Boise all the way to the playoffs, honestly, at this point. You think so too?
They got to play UNLV.
I'm not worried
And
about
then-
UNLV anymore.
Yeah, after that full job last night.
Yeah.
James Madison, Louisiana Monroe. Do the Warhawks have anything for them? I don't know. I'll probably be flipping through that.
Yep.
Old Dominion.
This one's interesting. I don't know if you saw this today, but you got Tennessee, Arkansas at Arkansas tonight, 7:30. Nico out.
Nico's not playing tonight?
Nico is out. So Tennessee without their starting quarterback going into Arkansas. Tennessee is still favored by 14. I think Tennessee still rolls, but it's an interesting storyline to pay attention to because there aren't that many great night games tonight this weekend. That one could be closer than the experts think.
Yeah, USC, Minnesota. Thoughts on that?
Lincoln Riley better go show what the fuck he's made of. Minnesota is a bad team. A bad team. They're not good. They played a bad Michigan team and almost won. If USC is worth half the shit they've talked, they need to go and they need to win that game by. I mean, the spread is 8.5. They better cover at minimum.
Igmanosin interception.
Dude, I'm streaming it on Paramount because I'm in my basement, and I really don't appreciate that. Thanks, I just saw it. Oh, shit. Is he taken to the house? Oh, no.
No. Ooh, that could have been targeting on JTT. Better be careful.
Nah. At least he's hitting somebody finally.
Well,
but the other night game that I'm really interested in, I'm going to watch this one.
Coke versus
Michigan,
Woke?
Washington.
Oh. Michigan, Washington. I thought you were talking Coke versus Woke, Miami Cal.
No, I'll watch that one because that one's on at 10:30, so there's nothing else going on then. Although we do have UFC 307 tonight. I don't know if anybody else pays attention to UFC. I'm not huge into it, but I'm starting to try to get into it. So I will be streaming the UFC on my laptop. I promise it'll be completely legal feeds, definitely not pirated stuff. But shh, I'm trying to talk. But we got Michigan and Washington. Oh, he's so upset now. I'm sorry, bud. We got Michigan, Washington tonight. I think Washington's favored. This is incredible. Washington is unranked. The number 10 team in the country is coming into town, and Washington is favored by 1. Has there been a top 10 favorite or a top 10 team that goes on the road to an unranked team and is an underdog? That doesn't seem likely.
I mean, I can look real quick, but
yeah, I don't. That's wild. Why? Michigan's the number 10 team in the country. How are they not favored against Washington's not even ranked? I don't get it. Obviously, I've made my feelings on rankings right now clear. Rankings are bullshit, but still,
I just think that there's a lot that is going into.
Well, we all know Michigan can't pass the ball. So Alex Orji, I wonder what his over-under is. It's got to be like 85.5. But so I'll be watching that one tonight. That's probably my 7:30 game. I'll have Tennessee, Arkansas on the second screen, or Florida State, Clemson, just to keep an eye. Get a little multi-view action maybe. But
yeah,
USC Minnesota. I'll have that on my phone, like just checking it. I'm not gonna watch that shit. It's gonna be hopefully that's a shit show. If Lincoln Riley's worth a goddamn as a head coach, that's a shit show. Other than that, you got Coke versus Woke later tonight.
Tech in Arizona is going to be an interesting game, I feel.
Yeah, that will be. I agree.
Because I'm going to be up watching that.
I'll probably have that on my second screen.
Because I do watch. I like the late night game. Some people are like. Some people don't like it. I get it.
So for me, and I'll tell you why I like it, especially like weekends like this where I have my kids. Like I'm watching football all day, but I'm taking care of my kids. Like I'm not actually actively paying attention to football. And so like the 7:30 games, I miss the entire first half because I'm getting them fed, getting them bathed, getting them ready for bed, everything like that. I maybe get to watch the second half without, as long as they all go to bed and nobody's fighting bedtime and stuff like that. But the 10 o'clock games, everybody's asleep. It's the first time all day that I can sit down and just and watch football. And so like I really like those games.
The answer to the question that you asked me about top 10 teams being road dogs, the answer you seek is Notre Dame plus 1.5 at Texas A&M this year.
No, but A&M was ranked, weren't they?
Yes, they were. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Top 10 team against an unranked opponent.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if Notre Dame is the only one that was a top 10 team as a road dog, then I promise you there's not a top 10 team as a road dog against an unranked team.
Yeah,
I can't imagine why that would ever be. Like, I understand why it is in this situation. I agree with it. Obviously, the money's been heavy enough on Washington that they would put it there. Like, Vegas isn't stupid. But that's insane to me. To be a top 10 team and to be a road dog against an unranked opponent. Like, I understand it's on the road, but I can't imagine that ever happened. But
jeez.
Yeah. Outside of all that, man, I mean, I'm excited for the rest of the games today. I'm excited to see how this all turns out. I mean, we got Bama scored, so it's 23-14 now. Vandy's got the ball. There's still a minute left in the half on that one. Ohio State's taking care of business for the most part. I mean, they started slow per usual. Georgia is still struggling a little bit with Auburn. Ole Miss taking care of it.
I'm just going out on a limb here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it, you know, Ohio State has all kinds of weapons, but why do you not choose not to have JJ Smith the focal point of the offense? Like I'm not a coach or a guru, but why wouldn't you feed the beast? Like what are we doing?
I think they do. I mean, I think they do feed him quite a bit. That's why I think early in the game they expected him to win matchups that he didn't win so that he didn't have a bunch of targets. But, I mean, in this second half, dude has gotten the ball a bunch.
Interesting call here. Ryan Day going for it on 4th down.
I like it. But, like, in the first half, I don't know if you saw, but when he had, one target, they ran a jet sweep to him just to get him involved. Because when you get these playmakers like this guy, you got to get the ball in their hands and you got to get them in the rhythm of the game.
Yeah.
And if they were calling plays early that they thought were going to him and they weren't going to him because he didn't get open or whatever happened, breakdown in protection, whatever, then you have to start calling some designed plays to get the ball in his hands just to get him in the rhythm of the game. You saw it all the time when Cleveland had Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
When Odell wasn't involved early, they would call specific plays where there was no other option but Odell to get the ball. And that's just to get the ball in his hands, to get him in the rhythm of the game, to just get him going. And as soon as that happens, normally playmakers like J.J. Smith and Odell, they start to feel it. And then they get into a zone where, dude, they're just unstoppable. And J.J. has shown that in the second half. He had that big catch, had a touchdown catch. He's had 2 catches since then. And he's just doing what J.J. Smith does. That fumble early really set him back, I think. Oh, my God, almost another fumble. But
man,
anyways,
wait
that
until
I
you,
think. Yep.
wait till you see this throw.
Oh,
Will
Jesus.
Howard.
I hate that you're ahead of me. I can't watch football with people that are ahead of me.
Just watch it.
I will in like 3 minutes. But but I think that wraps up. I think we touched on everything.
We gonna go live if we get a Bama upset?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Why not?
I guess we could end it.
Oh,
here.
what a throw! Holy shit!
Hey,
I caught up.
Oh.
Mecca.
all
I
right.
was ready. I was ready to bench Will Howard after the interception. I'm back on the train. Let's go, Will.
Hey, you can win. It doesn't take much to get Carter on your side. It's like I bought him a shot.
Riley Leonard. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Just throw one pass like that, and I'll be like, "Damn, he's the best quarterback in the nation, baby."
Well, who'd ever thought you buy a guy a shot and you got a business partner? So
that's a fact.
Yeah, so I guess we'll end it here, and we might see you guys in a few. If Bama loses, to break down some of that.
Yeah,
he's pumped up.
Yeah, he is. He liked that touchdown.
So,
hey, and real quick, I don't know if you saw it, but how about them Indians, baby? Put up 7, just fuck them gritty Tigers up. Yeah, it was a touchdown. Good job, bud. Anyways, go Indians.
Yeah, we'll be covering. The closer we get, they get to the World Series. Now that would be something.
That would be something.
I would like to go up there because I've never like been to Cleveland. I'd like to just go up there.
We can go. I got a bunch of buddies up there. We can go up there. Even if we don't go to the game, we can go up there and hang out right outside the stadium. There's all kinds of bars, restaurants, and everything.
Our guy Richie, that's going to be on the podcast, him and his dad went up there when the finals were going on, when Golden State was in town. He told me there's like a whole strip of like bars and restaurants right next to downtown.
So you have talking. You have Progressive Field on the corner of Carnegie and Ontario, and then right next to Progressive Field is Quicken Loans Arena. Like they share a little like area in between the two, and then you have a strip of bars and restaurants. And literally, when the Cavs were in the finals against Golden State, they had game 5 or whatever it was. One of the games was in Cleveland. It was a night game, and the Indians had a day baseball game before at like 1. And I talked to my brother and I talked to my dad, and like if I didn't have like infant kids at the time, I would have been up there because like that's my perfect day. Like go to an Indians baseball game at 1. It ends like 4, 5 o'clock. Then you walk over and you grab a couple beers at a bar, and then you go to a Cavs playoff or finals game at night. Like that dude, that's the dream.
Oh wow. Do you have multi-view on?
No, I just have the
Ohio State. Okay,
yeah, so down here in the basement, I don't have my YouTube TV hooked up, so I just have it on Paramount.
So okay, well, Ole Miss receiver, 70-yard running in the end zone. South Carolina DB bats the ball out of his hands, fumbles it out of the end zone.
Dude, I know Zach would lose his mind if he ever saw that.
Oh.
But anyways, hey, everybody that tuned in tonight, do us a favor. Head over to the YouTube channel if you're watching on Twitter or anywhere else, and just hit the like and subscribe button. Like the episode, subscribe to the channel. We go live pretty consistently. We're bumping it up to like 6 days a week, usually around 7 o'clock in the evenings. Obviously, Saturdays, it depends on kickoff for Notre Dame. But, we also do reaction shows and things like that. So make sure you hit the little bell at the top of the YouTube channel just to alert you if we are going live or if anything drops. That way you can tune in, interact with us, comment, and have a great rest of your Saturday watching some football.
Yeah, so if you see us again live, that means something major happened. So
Yeah, we usually don't go live impromptu unless something happened.
So, all right. With that being said, everybody, happy Saturday football palooza. Happy Sunday football palooza, and everybody, be safe out there. And
yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back Monday at probably 7:00.
Monday at 7, and then we're gonna be followed up curveball Tuesday. It's gonna be me and Richie, and Carter's gonna be producing the show behind the scenes. So we're gonna see how that goes. So we're gonna have a full 6 days worth of content, and maybe even a morning show one day this week. So
yep, absolutely.
with that being said, everybody have a good evening.